Okay, so here we are. This is our second time we're chatting, and I know a lot has happened over the last few months since we last talked. So this is another edition of my podcast, and I have with me today Whitney WARR, who I spoke to a couple months ago, but I invited her back for another interview. So Whitney, if you don't mind doing like a brief introduction and a background of yourself, that would be great.
Okay, that's kind of putting me on a spot, but hey, it is what it is. I'm Whitney, born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. I am an entrepreneur who's just trying to figure this part out, riding the waves of, creating a business and actually being in my business and doing it full time now, which is a self-care business. Right now, I have skincare products and aromatherapy products based around wellness and balancing that with my son. So a little bit of mom life and entrepreneurship, best of both worlds.
That's great. So for like the business piece, because I've always been curious about people's stories in regards to making or starting small businesses, because that's been a big shift in the way people see businesses, in the sense that these days people find it more feasible and more doable and more possible to start a business these days with the incredible amount of resources out there. So I just really curious to know what got you into, small businesses, and what inspired you to start a self-care business in particular.
Well, honestly, I was kind of pushed into it due to COVID. I was laid off and needing, another source of income to come in like within an overnight amount of time. However, launching quickly as I did last year, it was beneficial, but at the same time, it was more of a learning process for me. And my need for self-care, my lifestyle of self-care has done me a great deal. So long as it's something that I'm passionate about and I implement in my daily life, it makes it easy for me to market to other people, because it's not just me trying to sell you a product and, the only goal is to make money, but it's to sell you a lifestyle of really caring for yourself, making a time to do it and being serious about it.
Yeah. And it's great that you said that, the last piece, because I think it's important to watch out for, business owners who are selling products just for the sake of making money. But, you can tell that they're not necessarily passionate about what they're doing. It's more of a hustle rather than a passion. And that's why I kind of gravitate to businesses that, yes, this is like a form of income and they're looking to make, a living for themselves. But at the same time, this is something that they have great knowledge on, and it's something that they genuinely enjoy.
Absolutely.
It's very important.
Absolutely.
And coming from someone who's actually a customer of your business, and just like FYI, those products are amazing.
Wow, thank you.
They're amazing. So the products that I use from her self-care gift shop website was a rose water facial kit set. And there was like a skin cream, there was like this spray, and I failed to remember the other one.
The mask.
Yeah, the mask. So I used all three, and it's been very amazing. And I think me finding about that product came at the right time, because someone recommended rose water to me as like a way to like help with like facial skin tone and toning your skin. And I've had a very long history of acne issues, and and I have very oily skin. So I'm always looking for products that can help me, kind of alleviate that and kind of tone it down, especially during this time of year where it's very hot.
Absolutely.
And I'm an outside person. I love going outside. I love being in nature. So, but a disadvantage to that is that it can have a really damaging effect on your skin, like breaking out and, the sweat accumulating on your body. It's a mess. That's why I'm always like looking for great products that can like help with like facial toning, but also, it's not, too much product in it, but like just enough that, it can really help with the effects. And that's what I like about your set, is that it's just enough ingredients and it's not overdoing it. It's not too many chemicals. So that's what I specifically enjoyed about it too. And I've noticed a difference in my skin in the weeks that I've used it. And I know since I'm using it consistently, I'm going to see more differences. So it's a great product. It's very great. Highly recommended.
Thank you. And the key for me was like keeping it simple, because like even for food, I don't want to read ingredients and it's like 1,000 things that I can't pronounce. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with our skin, that being the biggest organ on our body and, absorbs the most, I wanted to make sure it was vegan products and it's safe enough to use on children as well.
Yes. And, I've also noticed, going back to like the ingredients piece, is that we as, people, we tend to not read the ingredients. We're kind of like a very like visual type people, where what's on the front of like the bottle or the box that's what like appeals to us the most. But we don't really tend to read like the labels as much as we should. And
Right.
and these days I've been very picky, not only about like not just food, but also like hair products and facial products. It's like, what am I putting in my body? Because, as a person of faith, it's like my body is my temple, and I want to know what I'm putting in my temple. and
Absolutely.
and if it's anything that I can't pronounce, then
It's
9
enough.
times out of 10, I don't need it. So I'm very picky these days as to what I'm putting on my body and what I'm, putting into my body in regards to food. Do you see yourself like that more these days now that you own like a self-care business? Or have you always like have that like that inclination to be like, okay, this may not be right for me?
No, I've always been like that. And sometimes it's to the extreme, which is like, even like with the fragrance that we spray in the house just to give it a nice scent, I'm very cautious about that. And that's another thing that I'm going to add to my business. Because we like for the house to smell good, our cars to smell good, but we don't want all those harsh chemicals as well, like risking cancer or something like that.
Exactly.
So I'm mindful about everything. Like, my friend, she's like, well, Whitney, you can't be picky about everything. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of can. So I definitely take advantage of that.
I mean, with all like the